voicemail box of Lieutenant Jared Kinsman with Fort Collins Police Professional Standards Unit. I'm either on the phone or away from my desk. Leave a message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey, Kinsman, it's William here. 3 for 3. So just to recap. First one, Occupy Jefferson. Giddings lied in the streets, said he talked to the state attorney. Lied in the courts, said he didn't. Also said that he had talked to the Parks Department, that they were the official source for boundaries, that this map was curb to curb, and that there were 2 leases for it. So I got totally wrongfully convicted of not being in a park at all, period. Next issue, some comments were made in the Occupy Jefferson protest that Giddings tried to retroactively apply to a previous situation that had looked like it was resolved. It doesn't look like there was any really big issue there between Mike West and I directly in the Lee Martinez Park when I got my camping ticket. So I feel like they basically had to trump up some crap to give themselves something to work with, to play a victim to, and so forth. And so if you actually look at the audio of the camping ticket and compare it to the statements, the allegations made by Mike West that I'm trying to citizens arrest him over tickets and I'm trying to not responding to his questions of what he means by that and stuff like that. Lies, all 100% fabrications. It's an actual falsifying information to authorities, and it looks like it's attempting to influence because of deceit to change the outcome of the upcoming investigation. So that's 2 for 3. The last one is, of course, the fence. And the reason why I keep bringing up the fence is because I've read so much freaking case law on this, it's retarded. The clearly established case law on it means that you have to have a notice from a business owner or a actual personal communication given to you from a business owner saying that they don't want you on that property. That it's basically that you have an express implied consent there that has to be withdrawn. Now, when somebody puts up a fence and they don't actually put up a no trespassing sign, that they're not actually withdrawing that consent. You actually have to put signs up around your property, like so many feet for some states, no trespassing signs. So they actually do let them know that they're not supposed to be in there. Just putting up a fence is not enough to actually imply that someone's not supposed to be behind there. And of course, all this is arguing that it's on private property when it's really not actually private property in the first place. And that brings me up to the really legitimate issue that I have here altogether, is that I basically have caught you guys dispatch all the way up to you, flip-flopping and lawyering up and going soft and whatever you want to call it, because you guys don't want to, let's put it this way, you don't want to make decisions that you think you are, could be held to the fire to that you could be wrong on. So you tried to stop making decisions altogether. The streets, where decisions are made in the streets, like what's private and public, is so old-fashioned, that's so stuff that just gets dealt with in the streets, that you can't really hide and cover up that, it's something for court and stuff like that. And so real quick, let me just go over it. I asked you if that was public once upon a time before you knew I was in a lawsuit. You said it was. I got that on tape. Now, when you thought me I was in a lawsuit a couple months ago, I asked you again. You said you won't even answer that. I asked you again this third time, and now you say that, you don't know either way. Except, Kinsman, I have an email between you and City Council that I saved where you provided them with the minor amendment for that actual area because they were asking about it. So you're already talking about that it's public land. You were the liaison, and you explained to them that this was something that needed a minor amendment and so forth and so on. So naturally, one would imagine that you wouldn't have an issue claiming that this was private or public property on the streets. And so for me to catch you, that's the whole reason why I record things, is because I caught you and a couple of other officers naturally using their tools and to naturally know what the laws are. And once you know what right-of-way is and minor amendments, it's really, really, really hard to say that you don't know those and that some Chernak officers, deserves the right to be able to argue that in the courts. And so if you actually look at the actual police report, the reason why he put private property was because I came to the table with public property as my argument. I immediately jumped the fence and said, this is a public right-of-way. You don't have a right to do this. Here's this email, so forth and so on. David was across the street in the van. He also had the exact same witness statements that this was public land. He and I went to the city manager's department, talked to Rob Mosby. We got it all squared away. The major contention I have with this issue is, in the police report, Chernak didn't mention anything about me saying right-of-way. He literally tried to frame me that I was only talking about Safeway and that something
You are
about...
approaching the maximum length for a recording. Finish your recording after the tone.
Sorry, in a nutshell, he lied about what I was saying in the police report, and he left a whole bunch of stuff out. And according to your internal affairs policy, I can take a lie detector test and compare it to what he wrote in his report. I would like to do that now. Please give me a call back so we can schedule that. Thank you.
You have reached the maximum length for a recording. To send this message, press pound or hang up. To mark it